A descent into madness, a masterpiece of terror. But how did this masterpiece come to life? Today, we'll explore the genius behind the madness. Welcome to Eternal Visionary.
It might be better to just play it as a medium shot with the situation.
Can you do it head down? Yeah. Well, that's not bad. Let's do that. Try that, Jay.
Wendy, listen to me. Let me out of here and I'll forget the whole damn thing.
You couldn't find some way of sort of not looking at her and looking down as you said the line.
Wendy, listen! Let me out of here and I'll forget the whole goddamn thing. It'll be just like nothing ever happened.
I'm gonna try to get Danny down to Sidewinder.
Wendy!
Yes?
You've got a big surprise coming to you. Go check out the snowcat in the radio and you'll see what I mean. Go check it out. Go check it out.
Very good, Jack. Excellent. Right, check the gate, Doug.
It all began with Stephen King's best-selling novel, a chilling tale of supernatural forces and a family's unraveling sanity. While Kubrick admired the book, he had a vision of his own, a psychological horror that would stray from King's original intent.
I have a real problem with The Shining. Stanley Kubrick knew that I had a problem with The Shining. I had a discussion with him. He said, "Stephen, Stanley Kubrick here. Don't you agree that all stories of ghosts are fundamentally optimistic?" I said, "What do you mean?" And he said, "Well, if there are ghosts, it means we survive death, and that's fundamentally an optimistic view, isn't it?" And I said, "Well, Mr. Kubrick, what about hell?" And there was a long pause on the telephone line, and then he said in a very stiff and very different voice, "I don't believe in hell." And I thought to myself, well, that's fine, but some of us do, and some of us believe that ghosts may survive, and that may be hell. And that was sort of where I was coming from with The Shining. But in the novel, Jack Torrance is a difficult character, but he's fundamentally a sympathetic character. I always visualized him as a piece of metal that's bent first one way and the other by these malignant spirits who basically want his son because his son is a psychically powerful person. So I saw these all as warm characters that were being threatened by forces from without, from ghosts, from real supernatural creatures. And the film is extremely cold. Stanley Kubrick saw the haunting as coming from Jack Torrance's character, whereas I always saw it from outside. So we had a fundamental difference of opinion about it. I always thought the real difference between my take on it and Stanley Kubrick's take on it was this. In my novel, the hotel burns. In Kubrick's movie, the hotel freezes. It's a difference between warmth and cold. But the images are striking. There's no doubt about it. Jack Nicholson's face in the doorway, his bearded, crazy, grinning face. He says, "Here's Johnny," which was his ad lib, and it became part of the movie.
Here's Johnny.
Why is the script in multicolored?
At first, you put in different color. After a while, you're lucky if people get copies of the changes.
It's so that you start with white, then you go to blue, then pink, then green, then yellow. It's so that when everybody's got their script out, you can look right over and if they've got the latest version. But of course, you never have the latest
Blue or
version.
yellow isn't significant. It's just colored.
I quit using my script. I just take the ones they type up each day. Goddamn soul. Just a glass of beer. Hi, Lloyd.
A little slow tonight, isn't it?
Yes, it is, Mr. Torrance.
The difference between Stephen King's novel and Kubrick's The Shining reshaped the story. Jack Torrance's descent into madness became more immediate, while themes of isolation and legacy took center stage, crafting a darker, more psychological tale.
Jack, whatever the explanation is, I think we have to get Danny out of here.
Get him out of here?
Yes.
You mean just leave the hotel?
Come and look at it, son. The only part clearly wrong was at the end when you said we've got to get him out of here, as you got strong at the end, and I think it has to be a last desperate begging, you know? And I still think you shouldn't jump on every single emphatic line. It looks fake. Shelley, I'm telling you, it's too many times. Every time he speaks emphatically, you're jumping, and it looks funny.
So he says, I'll put on my suit and as if...
No, I think that line is right. Because what's the matter with it means, why are you so angry? What is the matter with you? It doesn't mean, what are you talking about?
Kubrick's directing style was as infamous as it was effective. He demanded perfection, often pushing his actors to their limits. Jack Nicholson thrived in this intensity, delivering a performance that has become legendary. Shelley Duvall, however, faced a grueling experience with over 100 takes for some scenes.
I had never done more than, say, 15 takes before in my life. So it was a great change for me to do so many. But then after you do a certain number, it sort of goes dead. 5 more takes or so, and it revives itself, and by then you know the scene like the back of your hand, and you can make no mistakes with it, and you forget all reality other than what you're doing. It's like a miracle. It comes out better than it did before. My stamina has increased so much since The Shining. I mean, you really have to be strong for an entire day, because the role required me to cry all day long, every day, and it was so difficult being hysterical for that length of time. I'm very pleased to have done it because I've learned more on that picture and strengthened myself and broadened the scale that my emotions can reach. And Stanley took the time to teach me. Look at this. Pulled all my hair. I pulled hunks of hair out on the windowsill, and the back got cut.
Need to trim that.
Hunks of hair.
Oh, look.
Okay.
It just comes out.
Right now, fellas. No, she isn't carrying him. That's right. Okay, let's go.
No.
Have the finder, please, the 18th.
It is 25 to 1.
Fine, don't sympathize with Shelley. Get us in there first, and then you lead. If that's true, Jack will come in from this end and stop over here.
Production wasn't without its challenges. From the intricacies of building the hedge maze to the infamous 127 takes of the "Here's Johnny" scene, Kubrick's perfectionism was both a blessing and a curse for the cast and crew.
The 18 on the camera, the 25 in your pocket. And the 14.5 in somebody else's pocket. Huh? But don't look at your hands, Danny. Come on. More scared, Danny. Now, go. Please, Sheldon, run now, run. Look back, Danny. Look back.
One of Kubrick's most groundbreaking techniques was his use of the Steadicam. Invented just a few years prior, it allowed for smooth, haunting tracking shots like Danny's tricycle ride through the Overlook's endless hallways.
Come and play with us. Come and play with us, Danny. And ever. And ever.
Editing is where Kubrick's genius truly shines. The transitions between reality and delusion are seamless, keeping viewers on edge. The pacing of each cut builds an unrelenting tension, making every moment unpredictable.
Now this is really a nicer sound for the sort of...
Kubrick's genius extended beyond the camera. In moments like these, he orchestrated every detail, even the music, to bring the scene to life, turning collaboration into cinematic magic.
Sorry to interrupt this kid. We have a man and a woman to go and sit in the back there by the dancers.
On the conversations, everybody, just mouth them. Don't speak, and don't nod your heads when you're talking. Just talk naturally to each other. Okay, number one. Only people who should be there.
He's perfectionist on a more provable level. You know, it's different in a movie situation if you say, how was it, to the operator. Stanley has the teleprompter now, so he knows. And the amount of reasons that he has why a take is not acceptable is, you know, quintessentially perfectionist.
Good evening, Mr. Torrance. Good evening. Hi, Lloyd. Been away, but now I'm back. It's good to see you. What'll it be, sir? Hair of the dog that bit me. Bourbon on the rocks. That'll do her. No charge to you, Mr. Torrance. Your money's no good here.
Tell them to reduce the snow. You can't even hear us. Reduce the snow.
More than 40 years later, The Shining remains a touchstone in horror and cinema. Its influence is evident in countless films, proving that Kubrick's vision transcends time.
We're killing ourselves out here, and you're going to be ready.
I am too. I'm standing
so we
right
play
by
mood
the
music?
door. No, I can't
Yeah, but when
hear.
you came in like this, you said, just
We're sitting there because they say, wait a minute, and then you say on the radio,
but when you
go.
do it, you've got to look desperate, Shelley. You're just wasting everybody's time.
A masterful blend of artistry and madness. The Shining isn't just a movie. It's an enduring legend. What's your favorite scene or insight about this masterpiece? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us next time on Eternal Visionary.